All equations are wave equations. Scarred, split, sliced. The sun reflects off the residual evidence of past battles, iridescent reminders, fought, beat, bruised, still hanging on the waves. Travel through my reflections is new, not necessarily better, definitely not worse, but surely wiser. 3 scars, twice split, sliced in double time, the equation for completion. Metaphorically, metamorphosis, each stage a sacrificial battle, a spiritual goal with 4 chapters, 3 divine authors in one book. Fascinated by the mere fact that I am still gliding, maneuvering, flowing. The waves soothe my sliced frame. It heals my scarred heart, mends my split mind. Whole is new, complete is redesigned. Wire thin but strong holds, hooks, a halo harness, navigating the direction, continuous movement, freely but restricted by the author's anchor, refusing to allow me to capsize the innate misguided desire to rush, causing a rise in temperature, shifts in current, unpredictable tides. The illustrator, the master mathematician, can always calculate the equation. Force over acceleration always equals. The waves will continue to flow. Equations will remain even. I am complacent knowing that I will always be hanging, riding on these waves, even though seemingly stationary. Our purpose may not be to always arrive, but instead be surfers of the waves. Hang, glide, and trust. My wave is dependable, never wavering, never faulting, always a divine, complete equation.
As the colors reflect through the light of bulbs or sun, so do the words intertwine in my mind reflect my heart as one. Like the metal pieces are pulled together in the air, reminding me of wings and clouds as I stare. Staring into my mind's insight as this piece takes flight, this free space of being, free to see all that's needed to see, free to hear all that's needed to hear, free to know all that's needed to know, free, flowing, flying, reflecting. Thank you.
People who had said that they saw angel wings. I saw angel wings when I first came in and looked at the piece. So this particular poem is inspired by the artwork, but it's about angels. All night, all day, the angels keep watching over me, my Lord. All night, all day, the angels keep watching over me. I wake each day with joy in my soul, a light and a warmth inside, even when days are dark and cold. People are puzzled by the smile that remains on my face, but I can't help it when I think about God's love and His grace. I can boldly say He's the love of my life and the Savior of my soul. I can stand tall and tell you all how He took me in my brokenness and He made me whole. You see, He's the one who lifted me from the muck and the miry clay. He set my feet upon a rock and put a new song inside of me. He's the one who loved me when I couldn't even love myself. He's my redeemer, He's my provider, and He is my help. So when this world comes crashing down around me, he's my strong tower. He calms my fears and dries my tears in my darkest and my weakest hour. For you see, my way is not always easy. Sometimes it gets mighty hard. And in those times, I look to the heavens and I cry out to my Lord. For to God I give glory, praise, and honor for his love and for the angels that surround me and keep watch over me from above.
The angels keep watching over me.
All night, all day, the angels keep watching over me, my Lord. All night, all day, the angels keep watching over me. All night, all day, the angels keep watching over me, my Lord. All night, all day, the angels keep watching over me.
Are there any questions?
It takes me a while to process. I'm more of a word like on paper. But you said the word complacency
Yes.
instead of contentment or content. Why did you choose complacency when you talked about riding the waves?
Well, for this piece, I'm riding the waves, but I'm stationary.
Okay.
So I have to have a little bit of complacency because even the even the piece is always in motion because the reflection of the sun and everything that's around it. When we come in and we walk, we see the light reflecting, but I'm not moving. So it was in response to the piece.
Because the piece is in the air, it gave me the idea of you see it, it looks as if it's flying. It looks as if it's floating and it's just free. It's just there. It looks as if it's, even though it's not going anywhere, but it's just free. It's just in the air. When you look at it from when you're off to the way back kind of thing, you don't see how it's hanging. You don't see what's holding it. It just looks like it's just there, almost like clouds, how they're just there. Nothing is holding them. Nothing is binding them. They're just free. So I thought about that, and then the reflections when I looked the piece up on the website for Hunter Museum, as they were putting it together, the sun was shining, and you could see the reflection from it hitting the walls, and it was just beautiful lights, beautiful different array of just colors. So when the sun is shining, like Adira said earlier, it really reflects some different things as far as colors. So it was just reflections. It was just reflecting off the walls, off the sunshine, off the lights. So it's just free. It's just there, reflecting. Whatever is in your mind, it gets you to think about whatever, you may be reflecting on some things in your life, or you may just be reflecting on the piece that day. Just, free. Some days we just need to be free in our mind.
Listening to you, and I look up, and from my angle, I see chains. And so I was thinking, like, I can't get out. These chains are making me pout. Don't stand too close. You'll really see who I could be. And so as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing the complacency and restriction from truly being free to reflect the environment you're supposed to be in.
Okay.
So, so y'all wrote this from looking from the website or from coming in here?
A little bit of both, but like,
Oh, you're all right.
but so I saw the chains also, and in my piece I referred to them as wire thin but strong enough to hold. And one thing that I love about visual art, spoken word and prose, is that it's all about your perception.
Yeah.
Because the pictures that I saw, I wasn't back there. So I was here, and it was a picture from up top, and I saw the wires, but they didn't stand out. But on your piece, it just popped, and that was the focus point. But it's also true.
It is.
Because we all have chains, and some of them are invisible. Some of them are very thin that keep us Sometimes grounded, sometimes in constraints, depending on how you see what's holding you. You know.
Sometimes not as free
Yeah.
as we feel like we ought to be.
It's just one of those things. It's an angular thing, and as Rachel said, perception is your reality. So wherever you are, whatever you perceive from your angle, you may go around the other side and see something totally different.
Yeah.
So wherever you are at that place, that's your reality at that time. So I may see a bird today. I may come back in here tomorrow on the other side and see something totally different and write something totally out of the world.
Let me tell you what I saw. Okay. She asked, was it a bird? I thought about a dinosaur. See what I'm saying? Just, and I'm gonna tell you the dinosaur that the dinosaur that I thought about. How many of y'all have seen the Avengers movie, the first one? And they were fighting those things coming out of the sky. That's what I thought about. Yeah, the first thing that came to mind, they were coming out of the black hole up there, that thing that was floating, and I'm like, is that what that is? Because the metal pieces is what brought it to mind. The metal of this piece and that metal dinosaur-looking thing that came out the sky. I'm serious. That's what came to mind. But then, as I kept looking at it, and when I looked at the video, that, like I said, of them putting it together, I didn't go with the dinosaur. Something else, this came to mind as far as reflecting, because I saw the sunshine reflecting the colors on the wall as it was being put together.
So yeah. So are there any comments or questions dealing with that particular take on the piece? Yes.
When you got ready to write that process, did you see yourself?
I did. And actually the first direction that, and those of you who write, poetry, any type of writing, kind of starts off sometimes going in several different directions, and then eventually you find a particular path that you lock onto. One of the directions that it went off in was my mother, and she's the angel that's watching over me. Um, and so I do actually have that version of the poem, and then I also have this version as well. So yes, I did. I did think about my mom. My mom has recently passed away, so that's why she asked that question. And everyone, this is my daughter. This is my daughter Jada, who's helping me out. Yeah, I appreciate her. Any other comments or questions? Yes.
I thought it was interesting because I kept hearing the word reflection while listening to you.
Yeah.
How like this art piece is reflecting consistently, but whether it's the water or the lights or whatever, how you sounded like it was reflecting like God's love in your life.
Exactly.
Because you kept pulling him into every storyline. And so I was just thinking like, it sounded like he was really also focusing on that theme of what does reflection look like.
True. And just a reminder, it's a reminder, it's like a constant reminder, even when things are dark, that God is watching over us, that there's angels protecting us all the time.